first thing is I want to show you guys this definition right here. VTY stands for virtual teletype. I'm sure you already know the virtual interfaces, so the VTY is kind of a virtual interface that is used to get command line interface access to a Cisco router or switch over Telnet/SSH. All the connections are remotely over the network, so there is no hardware associated with it. Okay, so it basically gives us the opportunity to go ahead and configure our switch/router via um, via what would basically be without having to use the line console, without having to actually physically plug into the switch or the router. We have remote access. I'll see if I can go ahead and post this article down in the description of the video. But nonetheless, the key takeaway here is I always like to look for the definition. So VTY stands for virtual teletype, and it helps us go ahead and enable Telnet and SSH. So let's go to our Cisco packet tracer. Okay, and I have this laptop and I have this switch here. I haven't configured anything thus far, so let's go ahead and let's go to enable. Let's go to show run so I can show you. So we really haven't enabled anything at all, as you guys could see. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go to config T. We're gonna configure the terminal. We're gonna go to line VTY 0 through 15. Okay, we are going to go to, and this is going to be for um, Telnet. Now, Telnet, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. From what I've learned and from what I hear, a lot of people always say, hey, you don't want to use Telnet because all your traffic is going to be able to be sniffed. It's going to go ahead. If you have Wireshark, you're going to be able to see the packets, so on and so forth. All your information is in clear text. They keep harping on that situation with Telnet. But nonetheless, for one reason or another, I think it's just um, old habits die hard, it, and obviously it is part of CCNA with regards to at least learn how to go ahead and configure Telnet. But that's my 2 cents on Telnet. You don't want to use Telnet in a real world environment because your information will go ahead and be um, you're sending your information in clear text where it can easily be readable. Okay, so nonetheless, just like everyone else, we're gonna go ahead and configure Telnet, and then after this, I'll make sure we go ahead and configure SSH. So line BTY 0 to 15. Okay, and I'm going to use my question mark here, and there's a couple things that we can go ahead and do. What we're going to do is put the password. So we're going to go to password, and I'm going to use the usual ABC123. Okay, and I go to login, and I'm done. That's basically it. Okay, and I can prove it to you. If I go into show run, we have our password, we have the login. Okay, but here's the thing. Interface VLAN 1, there's no IP address. So in in the real world, we're going to go to the command prompt, okay? And we're going to go to telnet. But you see the problem here? I haven't configured one, I haven't configured the laptop, and two, I haven't configured an IP address on the switch. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do 192.168.0. Let's make this dot 100. Okay, and let's make this switch 192.168.0.1. Okay, let's go into our laptop. We're going to go to IP configuration. This, we don't necessarily need a default gateway because we are basically within the same network. Obviously, in the real world, you would want to go ahead, invalid IP address. Did I put one too many dots? Dot 0.1. Okay, there we go. Default gateway. We don't need a default gateway in this situation. And on here, let me go ahead and make sure that's supposed to be 100. Okay, so we got this here. So on here, remember, our switch is a layer 2 device. Okay, unless it was a layer 3. then we would have IP addressing enabled. However, we are allowed one IP address for a layer 2 switch in order for us to manage that switch. So what we do, okay, is we're going to go back into the switch. We're going to go back to config T interface VLAN 1. We're going to put IP address, and we configured this as what would be 192.168.0.1, 255.255.255.0. Okay, and we're going to put no shut. Please make sure you put the no shut command, because if you forget this command, it's not going to work. I promise you that. And there we go. We are up and running. Let's go ahead and let's make this look nice. That's going to be a /24. That's going to be a /24. I go back into our laptop. Let's make sure we can ping this, or better yet, we'll just go straight to the telnet. That will let us know 192.168.0.1. We're telnetting, and look, it's asking us for our password ABC123, and voila. Okay, I didn't put an enable password, so let's go back into the switch. We're going to go ahead and exit out of here. We're going to put enable, I believe it's enable secret. Okay, we'll go ABC123. Enable password would work the same, but secret's going to go ahead and give us the hash. And let's exit out of here. Let's exit out of here. Let's go back to our laptop. Let's go ahead and exit out of here. Once again, we're going to telnet 192.168.0.1, telnet password ABC123. We're going to go to enable. It's asking us for the password ABC123, and voila. Okay, if I want to go ahead and I go ahead and I click show run, and it's going to go ahead and give us the information that we need, or how the switch is configured, so on and so forth. But as you can see, this is how we would go ahead and be able to manage our switch via telnet.